was Silent Night, sung by the Young Family. Next up on FCP Radio, a classic Christmas tale told with a twist. And I don't mean Oliver Twist. So put an extra log on the fire and curl up with some cocoa. For here is Charles Dickens, A Christmas Carol musical parody.
Merry Christmas and welcome. I am the ghost of Charles Dickens and your humble narrator. Long ago, I wrote a ghostly little book called A Christmas Carol. It is with great pleasure, gentle listener, that I share this timeless story with you now. The time is Christmas Eve, 1836, London, England. It is a happy time of year for some. A light snow falls as well-dressed people travel merrily to and fro, carrying brightly wrapped gifts. In the shadows, a man dressed in tattered rags begs for alms.
Alms! Alms for a poor unfortunate! Alms!
Oh, here you are, good sir.
Bless you, Mr. Dickens.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Two warmly dressed women approached the beggar man. An old man, who is as well dressed as he is as mean-spirited, watches the exchange with a sour expression.
It's for your troubles.
Oh, thank you, kind madams. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
A waste of a perfectly good farthing, young lady.
Not at all, sir.
Christmas is a time to give to others.
Look around you. There are so many suffering souls.
All I see are two fools.
Alms.
Holmes! Bleh! Find a job.
But, sir, there's no work to be had.
Paper freeze in the alleys.
Till they're thrown in the galleys. The prisons will fill if you can't pay your bills. Living in a Dickens England. Workhouses give protection, but then you can't vote in elections. They'll take all your rights, work you all day and night. Living in a Dickens England.
While in prison you can't pay off your debt. You must live there with your family.
If you starve, the jailers will be happy, because that's one less mouth they have to feed. Later on, against your own will, you will march on the treadmill until you collapse and take a dirt nap. Dying in a Dickens England. Dying in a Dickens England. Dying in a Dickens England.
You see, sir, I have no choice but to beg. Alms, please.
Oh, I'll give you alms.
Oh, my cup.
And don't wave it in front of me again, or I'll have you arrested and sent to debtor's prison. What?
Sir, at this time of year, we feel it necessary to act in a charitable manner to help those less fortunate.
Help the less fortunate? Why?
Paper freeze in the alleys.
No, stop. I heard it the first time.
The debtors' prisons are full of people whose only crime is being too poor to pay their bills.
And if you look for refuge in a workhouse, your right to vote will be taken away.
Sounds rather unpleasant.
It was. Nevertheless, it was Christmas Eve.
Sir, if you could please spare.
Out of
just
my
one-
way, ladies. I have business to attend to.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas? Puh.
Our tale begins in a spirited, albeit ghostly way. The name of this old man, this ill-tempered curmudgeon who cares for money above all else, is none other.
Me! Ebenezer Scrooge.
No,
Excuse me?
you're not Scrooge, you're Jacob Marley.
Jacob Marley? Are you sure?
Yes,
You described Ebenezer Scrooge.
he is your business partner. You two are very much alike.
I'm Jacob Marley? Are you sure?
Oh, yes.
Completely sure?
Yes. Here's a copy of my book, A Christmas Carol. You're on the very first page.
Give me that. Let's see. Chapter 1. Marley's Ghost. Marley was dead to begin with. Huh?
At that moment, a shooting pain courses through Marley's left arm. He clutches his chest, jerks in pain, and falls. Marley is dead.
I'm not dead. I'm fine.
Marley rises. He falls. Marley is dead. There's no doubt whatsoever about that.
Not a chance. I'm... Seriously, look, I'm...
Old Marley is as dead as a doornail.
But I thought I was the main character.
Oh, you're a cameo plot device. Now please die. Permit me to repeat, empathetically, that Marley is as dead as a doornail. As his soul floats above his lifeless corpse, it encounters... It's difficult to accurately describe it. The creature looks to flutter in and out of reality, though it invokes the feeling of a waking nightmare. It seems to be many things at once. Gargoyle, angel, demon. Without question, it's the most unnerving vision Marley has ever seen.
Why do spirits walk the earth, and why do they come to me?
You are no longer part of Earth.
I'm not?
You're dead.
I am?
And now it is time for you to be judged.
Uh-oh.
Spirit, I am from beyond, here to judge your mortal toil. Joy and charity you shun, ever you'll be made to toil. Walk the earth in torment. Wander for eternity. Feel the chains you forged in life. It's time that you paid your due. Fiery chains your body wears. Welcome to your barbecue. If you're wondering how you'll burn, now that you have gone kaput, go on for 10,000 miles while you scorch from athlete's foot. Walk the earth in torment. Is you welcome to your barbecue?
Is it hot here, or is it just me? Oh no.
A great, long, fiery chain wraps itself slowly around Marley. It clings to him like an ill-fitting suit. Try as he might, Marley cannot wriggle free of them. Oh, almost too much for him to bear. Marley! The scene shifts abruptly to Marley's funeral 2 days later. It is poorly attended. In fact, there are only 2 people present, the priest and an old man, bent with meanness and age.
Maui is as dead as a doornail. Mind you, I don't know what is so dead about a doornail. I might have been inclined myself to regard a coffin nail as the deadest piece of iron, but the wisdom of our ancestors is in the simile. You will therefore permit me to repeat that Jacob Marley is as dead as a doornail, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Strange eulogy. What happens to me now, Charles?
You wander the earth in torment.
Will I ever be free of these chains?
That remains to be seen. The priest exits, leaving the solitary old man standing over Marley's grave. This is Ebenezer Scrooge.
Is there a way to rid myself of these horrible chains?
Marley, you're dead. Your part in this story is over. Scrooge was the sole business partner.
Do you know how I can get rid of these chains?
The sole business partner.
Do you? You must. You wrote the story.
Oh, and I'm writing you out now.
What? No. Oh.
Where was I? Scrooge was Marley's sole business partner, his sole friend, and sole mourner. And even Scrooge was not so dreadfully upset by the sad event. Since he was an excellent man of business, the money he saved on a meager funeral was a bargain.
I'm not leaving.
Marley, go away!
No! Not until you tell me how I could rid myself of these infernal chains!
If you can convince some wicked person to turn away from a life of evil, that might remove your chains.
Really? Oh, well, that's all I needed to hear. Good day to you. Charles, watch your feet. I'm gonna,
Sorry.
See, it's all about the knees. You've got to... One more.
Long chain. 7 years later, to the day, on Christmas Eve, Scrooge sits busy in his counting house. The weather is bleak and biting. The small office is sparsely furnished, as cold and uninviting as the weather outside. Scrooge hunches over a large accounting ledger. Oh, but he has a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, Scrooge. A squeezing, scraping, covetous, old sinner. The code within him never thawed 1 degree, even at Christmas. Bob Cratchit, Scrooge's underpaid clerk, works in the adjoining room. Bob struggles to write, as the room is so cold it causes his hands to shake.
Merry Christmas, Bob!
Merry Christmas, Fred.
Is that my lazy, no good nephew?
Good evening, Uncle.
It is.
Merry Christmas.
Ah! Humbug.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle? You don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. Out upon it. What right have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
What right have you to be dismal? You're rich enough.
Ah, humbug! What's Christmas to you but a time for paying your bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older but not 1 hour richer?
Uncle!
Nephew! Keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine.
But you don't keep it.
Well, let me leave it alone then. Much good it has ever done you.
Though it has never put a scrap of silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good, and will do me good. And I say, God bless it!
God bless it.
Let me hear another sound from you, Bob, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation.
Dine with us tomorrow, Uncle.
It'll be a cold day in hell when I come to dinner.
But why?
Good afternoon.
Please, Uncle, come to dinner.
Good afternoon.
Merry Christmas, Bob.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Fred.
As Fred leaves, two familiar faces enter the counting house of Scrooge and Marley.
What now?
It's the same two women who so generously gave alms to the beggar man 7 years ago. One carries a ledger, and the other a large coin bag.
So, about your book, I've done some reading ahead, and
Marley, what are you doing here?
I've come to help myself. I mean, Scrooge.
Do you mind? We're trying to act over here.
Pardon me. Look, it's Meryl Streep.
Your
whatever.
part in this story is over.
What will... Well, we'll see about that.
The ghost of Marley exits.
Yes, I know I exit stage left. Don't rush me, Charles. I'm already slow as it is.
Where were we?
Scrooge and Marley, I believe.
Marley's dead. Don't you remember the first scene?
We have no doubt. We have no doubt his liberality will be well represented by his surviving partner.
At this festive time of year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we should take some slight provision for the poor. Many thousands are in want of common necessaries and comfort, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
And the union workhouses? Are they still in operation?
They are. I wish I could say they were not.
Oh, I was afraid something had happened to stop them in their useful course. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the establishments I've mentioned, and those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there.
And many would rather die.
If they would rather die, then they'd better do it and decrease the surplus population. Good afternoon!
Oh, Merry
Christmas!
Ah.
Oh, ladies, please accept this.
Oh,
Bless you, sir.
Bless you.
Thank you.
yes.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
God
so
bless.
kind.
Ah! Humbug! You amaze me, Cratchit. You're nearly as poor as those beggars in the street. I would think you'd be wiser with your money.
Oh, sir, it's Christmas Eve.
Fools. I'm surrounded by fools. Gold coins and silver ones I lend to you with interest. But giving alms out to the poor is just a worthless jest. It's not my fault they weren't in school and learning what is best. Oh, what a silly world full of fools, full of fools. It's a world that's quite chock full of fools.
There's no way for poor children to spend their time in class. They've had to have been working since they were 6 and a half.
Don't have a child that you can't feed, and you won't have to ask for alms from a wealthy man like me. Man like me, oh, these fools will they never ever see. When I hear Merry Christmas, it makes me oh so mad. I wish to boil them in pudding, I wish it oh so bad.
The smallest act of kindness just make you feel quite glad.
Bah humbug, I wish that I had staked their hearts with holly, oh just a tad.
You'll want tomorrow off, I suppose.
If it's quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient, and it isn't fair.
Oh, it's only once a year, sir.
It's a poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. I suppose you'll want the whole day. Be sure to be here all the earlier the next morning.
I will. Sir, it's closing time.
I feel like I've just arrived.
It felt like an eternity to me.
What was that?
Oh, nothing.
Off you go, then.
Oh, thank you, sir. Merry... a good night to you.
Scrooge takes his usual dinner at his usual melancholy tavern. Having read all of the newspapers and his banker's books, he walks home.
Alms, please. Help an old man. Bah! Humbug!
Scrooge lives in a gloomy suite of rooms, as the others around him have been leased out as offices. Its atmosphere is old and dreary, which suits Scrooge all the more. Scrooge stops before his front door and searches for his key. In the place of his usual knocker, however, hangs Marley's head. Wait, what? Marley, what are you doing here?
Hello, Charles. I'm back.
You're not supposed to be here.
Yes, I am. I wrote myself into the scene.
That is not why I gave you my book.
I was thinking of what you said. Who can I turn from the path of evil? Then it came to me, Scrooge. Who needs it more than him? So, ta-da! Here I am to haunt him.
No. He's already going to be visited.
Oh?
If you actually read my book, you would know he's going to be visited by 3 spirits tonight.
What?
It's Scrooge fumbled through his pockets, still searching for his keys, which made it impossible to hear the conversation the narrator was having with the ghost of Marley.
Where is that confounded key?
Marley, you are not needed. 3 ghosts will be more than adequate.
It seems as if this book is too short. Too short to sell.
Oh, for the love of St. Peter!
Put me in the story, and I'll pad it out to the size of a novella. People love novellas.
I don't. It's
Please, Charles. Please, it's my only chance. I'll make you proud. I'll do you good. It will be so wonderful.
Very well. If it will make you stop bugging me, you may be in this scene.
Thank you!
On the condition that you make no additional changes.
No changes, agreed. Now better get back to narrating. The audience can't see what's happening, you know.
Oh, hush. Usually there was nothing particular about the knocker on the door, except that it was very large. Scrooge, having put his key in the lock of the door, saw not a knocker, but Marley's face.
Ah!
Scrooge drops his keys with a start. He picks them up and looks fixedly at the door. Marley's face, if it had been there, was gone.
Pooh!
Scrooge enters the grim apartment, closes, and locks the door. He hurries to his room, which is a little more than an old bed and a worn armoire.
Where are you?
Scrooge bends over to check under his bed.
Oh, my back. Nothing there. Pooh.
Scrooge stands.
Oh, that's better.
He goes to the armoire to retrieve his nightgown.
Here's your nightgown.
Oh, thank you. Ah! What do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
In life, I was your business partner, Jacob Marley.
Pooh.
You don't believe in me?
I don't.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because I have a slight disorder of the stomach. You could be a bit of undigested beef, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of an underdone potato. There's more gravy than grave in you.
That's a good one.
Humbug!
What? That's not the expression. It's bar grasshopper.
It is not.
Is so.
Well, I say humbug.
Well, you're saying it wrong.
Humbug.
Grasshopper.
Humbug.
Grasshopper.
Grasshopper.
Humbug. Oh,
Gotcha.
no.
Oh, mercy!
Man of the world, do you believe in me or not?
I do. I must. But why do you come to me?
I come to warn you, friend, that when your life does end, you will be chained like your chains as long times 3.
Please speak comfort to me, Jacob.
Take a solo. Oh, look at him go. I have no comfort to give. If you do want to live, be charitable and give, then wander for eternity.
Please speak comfort to me, Jacob.
Oh, he's at it again. Wow. He's quite the demon. Quite the little drummer boy, would you say? Ooh, he's quite hot. Ha ha! Get the pun? There's no comfort for you. If you don't want to end up like me, then you need to change your ways. Be charitable and give.
Oh, is the music necessary?
The kids love it, Charles. Scrooge, you will be haunted by 3 ghosts.
I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first ghost when the clock strikes 1. The second ghost on the second night when the clock strikes 2. The third... Well, you get the picture. Remember what has passed between us.
Marley goes to open the door, but his hand passes through the knob.
No. Charles. Scrooge, would you mind helping me open this, please?
Oh, not at all.
Thank you.
Of course.
Watch your feet. I gotta,
Oh, grab your chains.
Yes, I know. You don't need to remind me. You just worry about yourself and making sure this doesn't happen to you. Thank you. One more.
Long chain.
Marley, that's not how the ghost will visit. It happens in one night.
It's not my fault. You didn't prep me adequately.
You said you read my book.
More like skimmed it.
Oh.
Do you have the Spark Notes version?
Quiet. Perhaps it was the fatigue of the day, or the conversation with the ghost. But Scrooge went straight to bed without undressing and fell asleep on the instant.
Wait, he doesn't change into his nightgown?
He does not.
I thought he put on a nightgown.
No, Scrooge, and I quote, went straight to bed without undressing, end quote.
I've never seen it performed like that. Why not?
Well, I have no idea. Well, I mean, who wants to watch an elderly man undress?
I don't. Not even on radio.
I'm trying to establish Scrooge as a villain. So why would I put him in a silly long nightgown and a nightcap with a ball on the end?
It is iconic.
I can't even count how many theatre productions I've seen over the years where it takes the actor playing Scrooge 5 minutes to get changed. And in almost every production, the back of his gown gets stuck in the waistband of his tights. So the audience spends the rest of Act 1 watching his backside jiggle.
No. That's a mental image I didn't need. Thanks a lot, Charles. Now I'm scarred for eternity.
You're welcome. Really, isn't it just easier to keep him clothed?
Oh, I'll stick around in case you need any more help.
Oh, I won't. The clock struck 1. The ghost of Christmas past appeared at the foot of the bed. Scrooge woke with a start.
Oh dear. Oh, was it all a dream or not?
Not.
Scrooge falls out of bed. A strange figure stands before him, like a child, yet not so like a child as an old man. Its hair, which hangs about its neck and down its back, are white with age. It wears a tunic of the purest white, and around its waist a lustrous belt. From the crown of its head there springs a bright, clear jet of light.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Oh, wait! This isn't right. The ghost of Christmas past is supposed to be a man. This is obviously a woman.
About that, see, I had this idea.
Marley, you swore you wouldn't make any more changes.
Did I?
You leave my story alone.
You're going to love how this turns out?
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
Your past.
Could you put out that light? I can't see.
No.
Then could you point it somewhere else? It's blinding.
Would you so soon put out the light I give?
What business brings you here?
Your welfare.
Undisturbed rest would have been more beneficial to my welfare.
Your reclamation, then. Walk with me.
With a wave from the spirit, the large window by Scrooge's bed opens. The spirit floats out the window like a wisp of cloud. He turns as if...
No. She?
She turns as if expecting Scrooge to follow.
It's too high. I'm mortal and liable to fall.
Bear but the touch of my hand, and you shall be upheld.
Oh, what? You slapped me.
Scrooge looks down and sees his feet floating far above the street. With a terrific noise and the burst of light, the odd couple vanish. When Scrooge can see again, he and the spirit are standing on an old road.
Good heavens. I was bred in this place. I was a boy here.
Your lip is trembling, and is that a tear upon your cheek?
I wouldn't doubt it. The light practically fried my retinas. There is my old school. Is it deserted?
Not quite. A solitary child with his book, neglected by my friends, is left there still.
It is young Ebenezer. As he reads, a single tear rolls down his cheek. Being alone, he makes no effort to wipe it away.
You know who the boy is?
Of course.
The spirit touches Scrooge on the arm gently.
Let us see another Christmas.
With an impressive noise and a flash, the two leap ahead 1 year in time. Ebenezer sits on the same bench alone. A sleigh, pulled by a single horse, approaches. The sleigh comes to a stop, and out darts a girl even smaller than Ebenezer. She runs to him and throws her arms around his neck.
Dear brother.
Fan, why are you here?
I've come to bring you home, dear brother.
Home? But...
For good and all. Father is so much kinder than he used to be, that I was not afraid to ask him once more if you might come home, and he said yes.
You're quite a woman, little Fan.
Come on.
With a gayness Ebenezer hasn't felt in a long time, he runs with Fan to the waiting sleigh.
How sweet! So, have I helped enough to be rid of these chains?
Hardly.
No.
Fan was always a delicate creature, whom a breath may have withered, but she had a large heart.
So she had.
She died a woman, and had children.
One child.
Your nephew.
Fred.
Next. Do you know this place?
I apprenticed here. Would you turn off that light? I can't see a thing.
Later.
Oh, yo-ho, Ebenezer, Dick!
Why, it's old Fezziwig. God bless his heart.
A rotund, middle-aged man named Fezziwig calls out. Two young men run in. The first is Ebenezer Scrooge, now a young man. The second is his fellow apprentice, Dick.
Dick Wilkins! To be sure! Bless me, yes, there he is. He was very attached to me, was Dick.
Yo, my boys, no more work tonight.
Oh, yes, sir.
The office floor was cleared with haste, and in pranced a fiddler with a music box. In comes Mrs. Fezziwig, beaming and lovable, and with her a number of party guests. The group dances together merrily. When the dance ends, the group claps and laughs.
Lovely.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
A small matter to make these silly folks so full of gratitude.
Small?
Why, is it not? Mr. Fezziwig spent but a few pounds of your mortal money.
But the happiness he gave is quite as great as...
Go on.
as great as if it had cost a fortune.
What is the matter?
Nothing.
Something, I should think.
I should like to say a few words to Bob right now.
My time grows short.
Where are we now? Confounded spirit, would you turn off that infernal light?
As you wish.
The light above her head goes out. For the first time, Scrooge can clearly see the spirit's face.
Belle?
My dearest Ebenezer.
He sees a young woman. In whose eyes there are tears which sparkle in the light.
Belle, why did you break our engagement?
It matters little to you. Very little. Another idol displaced me.
What idol?
Belle holds up a coin.
A golden one.
Belle, there is nothing so fearful as poverty. And yet there is nothing poverty condemns so much as the pursuit of wealth.
You fear the world too much. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one until the passion of gain engrosses you.
Even if I have grown wiser, I am not changed towards you.
I am changed. Our contract was an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so. You are changed. When you proposed to me, you were another man.
I was a boy.
Ebenezer, I release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no.
In what then?
In every way that makes my love of any worth. If you were free now, would you choose me, penniless girl, again?
Of course I would.
I know you would say yes, now, but I know too that you would soon regret it. So I release you, with a full heart of love of him you once were.
No.
You will have pain from this, but you will dismiss it shortly as an unprofitable dream from which you are fortunate to wake. May you be happy in the life you have chosen. One shadow more, less than one Christmas later, I met him.
A strong, handsome, well-dressed man appears.
His teeth gleam. His eyes are of the purest, bluest green. They sparkle. His chin is so square, so much better looking than you, Scrooge.
Oh, haunt me no more, Jacob.
I'm married, had children, and live a happy life to this day, a life without regret. Tell me, do you?
Belle.
Goodbye, Ebenezer.
Belle! I'm so sorry! No!
Scrooge falls to his knees and cries. Marley!
Yes, Charles?
I don't like the changes you've made to my characters. The ghost of Christmas past is not Scrooge's fiancée.
But it makes perfect sense.
That's not the point. There was absolutely nothing wrong with my original concept.
It was adequate.
Oh. Everyone is a critic. You try writing a book. In fact, I want you out of my book right now.
Every generation has changed the way a Christmas carol is told. What's the big deal?
We think it really works with velocity's past. After death she learned to be revenge of love. Dramatically it works if you just open it.
You made a mess of my own book and driven me to drink.
Don't be mad, we put it in laughs, and we cut it down to run an hour and a half.
I will do this labyrinth my day.
We hate to point this out, but your books in public domain. The ghost of Christmas past is a form of freedom say. She's revenge at last by driving Scrooge cray-cray, no less than he deserves, for his heart wasn't true. He only loved his money and he didn't have a clue. Oh, don't be mad, we poured in some laughs,
and we cut it down to run an hour and a half.
I will do this labyrinth my day.
We hate to point this out, but your book's in public domain.
There's nothing you can do because the book's in public domain. Ooh, that was really good. Take 5, everyone.
Bah, humbug!
That's the end of Act 1. You have approximately now 86,400 seconds to go about your day, go to the groceries to make sure you got your chestnuts, and whatever else you need to do before Act 2 begins. 86,400, 86,399, 86,398. 86,397, 86,396. What are you doing to that dial? Don't turn me down. What are you doing? No, no.
Thank you for tuning in to part 1 of the Charles Dickens Christmas Carol musical parody, written by Rob Foley, directed by Wendy Johnson, sound editing, musical direction, and sound effects by Matthew Johnson. This was brought to you by Full Circle Players. Full Circle Players is a non-profit theater organization. You may donate at their website, www.fullcircleplayers.com. Tune in tomorrow for part 2 of a Charles Dickens Christmas Carol musical parody.